I'm good. How are you doing? Again.
I'm losing my voice a little bit, but that's Comic-Con.
Yeah, as you can tell, I think Wes, and we all are losing our voices.
I'm set, man.
Oh, you're good?
I'm used to yelling, oh, that's dagger, right?
I think we're all a little hungover.
I definitely want to talk about because so many people aren't familiar with the book, like my audience at least. What was it about this material that got you involved in it? Because I'm sure you had some choices about what you wanted to do.
Yeah, honestly, it was, I've seen a million of the YA kind of girl protagonist books. They all seem to be a girl protagonist and a love triangle. And when I read The Maze Runner, I loved that it was about a boy. It was about a group of boys. It was, and also, and probably more importantly, was just the essential mystery. To come up and all of a sudden you realize this character, he doesn't have any memories. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know where he's come from. And he comes into this world and all these other boys are there and they don't remember how they got there. That's just cool. Like, yeah, you're like, I want to figure out.
You just move closer.
Yeah, I just want to figure out what's going on, you know what I mean?
No, dude, don't be afraid to sit. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Just that idea of, and then to see that all of a sudden I'm surrounded by these walls. What is it? What's out there? Why have we been put here? Who put us here? And more importantly, what the fuck is out there?
Sure.
So I think that is just cool. An exciting idea. Like to go through a character trying to figure out what's out there and how am I going to tackle the shit that's out there is really fun.
It was a good engine, I think, through the course of the story.
Yeah. Make sure if you're talking, you're leaning. There we go.
It was good. It was fun. It's a thing that kind of helps pull you through. I think the story in a really good way.
Someone was not doing interviews at Comic-Con. There's nobody here.
Yeah. No.
It's very
exactly.
quiet.
Yeah.
Very quiet.
What's also fun is I have 3 boys and they've all read the book series and they all loved it. And so when Wes and Fox kind of brought it up, I already knew the book from my kids. So the idea of being able to come home from work and be like, guys, guess what? I'm making The Maze Runner. They were just, it's so exciting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Talk a little bit about, I asked this of Wes and I'm going to ask this of you. When you have a successful book series and you are coming off the experience of Twilight where you've made multiple sequels, obviously Fox wants to make sequels if this is successful. How much are you dropping little Easter eggs and hints towards future things?
I think the entire mystery of what Wicked is and who they are and what their plan for these boys are is the thing that drives you into the second book. And you find out, and the smart thing I think about the way Wes handled it was you do discover what's out there, but you don't know everything. Yeah. And you realize very quickly that they've made it out of the maze, but it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning of what they're going to have to face. So by the end of the movie, you're satisfied that they survived the maze trials, but you're dying to know what's going to happen next. And I think that's important to kind of get people excited. The most important thing, frankly, is investing in audience and characters they care about. And so really, essentially, the drama of the books is these relationships that are formed, and not everyone's going to survive. And your heart's broken when people, die. And if you get the audience caring about Thomas and Minho and Chuck and Newt, they're going to be with you in the second, going into the second book.
You guys have released a few images and a promo poster that maybe Wes created. When are other marketing materials going to be released for people, like a teaser trailer? Or
we shall see.
Did you look at what we got last night?
Yes.
Well, we're starting to see teaser trailers, and I know that they have a plan to kind of have something coming out in the next month or two.
And what about? Just look to your right.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is Comic-Con.
Awesome. That's great.
Speaking of Comic-Con, what do you collect? What do you walk around the convention floor looking for?
You know what? Honestly, the thing about Comic-Con, it embarrasses me because it makes me realize how little I know. Like I grew
up. How little of a geek you are.
Yeah, I grew up thinking I'm plugged in. I'm certainly plugged into literature and science fiction literature and fantasy literature. But you come to a place like this and you go, oh no, you haven't scratched the surface of what's out there. So in some ways, I just kind of shut down. I go I gotta go.
You can just join in, dude.
What up?
I can join in?
Yeah,
say hi.
Hey, no way. Thomas,
our goodbyes on camera.
Yeah. See you, buddy. I don't know when I'll see you guys again.
All right, dude.
No way. I'll have you guys
Real
over.
quick.
Okay, great. Oh, cool.
Proper goodbye. We'll
All right,
see you in LA, maybe.
All right, bro.
Working on the teamwork stuff.
Thanks, man.
All right, dude.
Have
Come
fun.
by.
Go sleep.
Take a nap.
But so I typically don't click. I've been here like 4 years, and I literally come. I talk about the movie I'm working on, and I get on the train and go back. I'll be on the train at 1 o'clock.
And that Ruin story, I actually met Wyck before on Ruin.
That's
Which
right.
is interesting. When he came on Amazing, I'm like, I know Wyck.
Yeah, we met. I called and had him come in after I saw Ruin. I was like, "Who's this kid?" He's like awesome. So,
Talk a little bit about, you obviously have experience making a number of movies. This was, without a doubt, a challenging shoot in terms of the real world location. What was a big thing that would surprise people besides the poisonous snakes or stuff like that about shooting this thing?
I think what's interesting about a lot of times when you shoot movies that are in extreme locations, and I've done a lot of shooting overseas in Africa and things like that. You think, oh my God, you guys are out there in the mud and the dirt, and that's so horrible, blah, blah. To me, what's harder is stage work.
Yeah.
There's an energy when you're shooting daylight hours and you've got to get your scenes before the sun goes down that goes away when you go on stage.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, the people that are like, what's hard is that extreme location. That's the exciting part.
Yeah.
That's the fun
you get
part.
sweaty and nasty.
Yeah.
Your adrenaline's going, and it's like you're in it.
Yeah.
But when you go on the stage, it's like it's all fake. So you have to really project.
Yeah. And there's no urgency because you feel like, oh, you know what? If we're a little late, we just keep going, keep the lights on. So there's a dynamic when you're shooting locations that I think is more exciting, more fun.
What is coming up for you in terms of other projects? What's shaking about?
I'm probably heading to Pittsburgh in a week to go start on The Fault in Our Stars, which is based on the John Green book, which is another favorite of
Yes.
Comic-Con denizens. So that's going to be the next thing I do, and it's really focused on with Wes working on getting this movie done and complete and awesome, and then heading on to that one.
And of course, I'm going to have to just throw this out there. Have they announced the ultimate big Twilight box set yet? Is that official or is it coming?
They haven't. It's coming.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah,
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Right. And so are you guys aiming for this Christmas?
I don't know actually. I have to check in with the Lionsgate guys. I actually don't know the answer to that.
Well, let me ask you this last thing that I know before they give me the hook. Have you guys? I have to do the Twilight questions. I have a lot of.
Right, Twilight, baby.
No, but there's a lot of fans that want to have as much as they can. And is there extra deleted scenes or extra stuff that you guys have held back that can make this set worth double dipping, if you will?
Yeah, we have tons and tons of behind the scenes footage that we've yet to release on any of the even in any of the extended cut movies. We still have stuff that hasn't been released yet.
So there's basically when
it'll be new material. If we do that, when we do the giant box set, there'll be a lot of new material.
Cool. I got to wrap with you.
All right,
so you can
cool.
get